Questions for players?
Jason, Dylan, just the emotion, obviously, that game all the way through where you guys are right now.
I mean, that's the game you want to be a part of. I mean, 1-1 game. I mean, it's what you want to be a part of. That's what you dream of. The 1-1 game, going in the last inning, do whatever you can to win. So it's a fun game to be a part of. And, it didn't go our way today, but we got another game tomorrow.
Yeah, I would just add on to that. It was a dogfight from inning one to the very end. A lot of high leverage moments from both teams, and just a lot of battles, and it was really good.
You guys stayed locked in with the game. It's a 90-minute, quite a delay on views. You kind of keep each other locked in.
I mean, we talked in the locker room, just staying locked in, keep each other up, just having fun with it. That's what we tried to do in the locker room, upbeat, and that's what we'll plan on doing in the future as well.
Yeah, to go off that, I would say, maybe keep it a little loose in the locker room, but know when we come back down to the field, it's time to go. No taking pitches to get ready. I mean, we're just as soon as we're on the field, we're ready.
Jason, what helped you settle in after that first inning?
Honestly, I don't. I think maybe the crowd got to me a little bit. Hadn't been in an environment like that in a while, and just kind of staying within myself was getting a little jumpy, and I would say mostly just finding myself and getting in the groove.
What are you doing specifically to coach so many fly ball out? It's very lopsided.
I would say earlier on I was up, but then I got the fastball down, and I tend to throw a pretty downhill fastball, and then that's just kind of the way, I guess, hitters approach me, and I tend to get a lot of flyouts throughout the season. So,
Dylan, can you kind of speak to some of the struggles offensively tonight? What was Maryland doing on the mound that was causing you guys trouble at times?
Honestly, I don't think it came to our approach or anything. I just think it wasn't our night from a hitting standpoint. I know what we're capable of doing, and it just didn't go our way tonight.
Anything else for players? Awesome. Thank you guys.
thank you.
Questions for Coach?
Will, can you just kind of speak to the abrupt nature of the way that ended? I mean, Shea looked like he was rolling along, and you guys looked like extras were coming, and then boom, it's over.
Yeah, that was kind of an unexpected finish to that game. He was rolling pretty good. They weren't taking a lot of good swings off of him, and it was a battle right there. A couple of foul balls that were nearly caught, and tip your cap there. I mean, what a swing in that situation.
Curious what you now think about the path forward. Obviously, it changes dramatically for the winner, but you come up short in this game.
Yeah, win tomorrow. I mean, that's it. I mean, we got to do everything we can to win tomorrow. And that's really the only thing. That's what I told the team. I mean, you can't be looking at what is in front of you. You got to go win one game, and we got to play better tomorrow just to give ourselves that chance. And I say play better. I didn't feel like we played poorly tonight, but just we got to make some winning plays tomorrow, and I think we're going to be on the right side of that.
How do you keep tonight a very emotional game that you guys came out on the short end of?
Yeah.
Keep that from rolling into tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean it's emotional for now. I mean these guys are heartbroken after that game, and they invest so much and they care so much, and so yeah. I mean, and I guess those were the words that I used with them. It's going to hurt. It should hurt, for tonight. But we got to find a way to win one game, and that's really the only thing that we got to think about. And our team's been pretty resilient throughout the course of the year, so we'll be ready to go tomorrow.
Can you speak to the impact the crowd had on tonight's game?
Yeah, I thought he was even rowdier when we came back from the delay. It was a unique game because there just wasn't a lot of scoring, so there wasn't a ton to cheer for. But I thought it was electric, especially after the rain delay, and a lot of it was a great college atmosphere.
How would you assess your guys' offensive performance?
Not good, and you can tip your cap to Maryland, and I thought they were really, really good. But I felt like we were a little caught in between offensively tonight, just at the plate. Almost the exact opposite of felt like where we were yesterday, where it was a lot of good aggressive swings and then taking the borderline pitches. I felt like tonight we were a little too picky, and there were some pitches that even maybe that were called balls that we can do some stuff with, and we'll address that with the group and make that adjustment tomorrow because we're going to need to.
And early on what the pitching situation is.
No.
Anything else, Coach? Awesome, thanks.
No, sir, I'm good. Thank you.
All right, we'll open to questions for players.
Nick, let's talk to that swing. I mean, you kind of had one purpose there. You got it done.
Yeah, I was hopefully looking for Luke and Shaw to get on, and obviously the ballpark wasn't carrying that well, and that pitcher did a really good job of mixing up stuff, and I was lucky enough to just see an elevated slider and put it in play.
Your perspective on that swing too, just the dugout in that moment. I mean, it seemed like this thing was destined to continue on until it was over.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows Nicky's a great hitter, and he's definitely one of the best hitters in the country. And you never want your guy to be down to 2 strikes with 2 outs and anything like that. And I was talking to somebody in the dugout. I'm like, if he gets an elevated slider, this game's over. So, we got a lot of trust in Nicky, and, he does what he does.
You talk about your involvement in both your teams' wins, just saying going, I think more than 2 innings in both those games, and just obviously bringing an intense and emotional approach to the game.
Yeah. I had a slow start to the season, and I feel like I'm starting to feel my groove finally. And, we got a great offense, and we're known for our offense. And they haven't been hot the last 2 days, and they've been hot the whole season. So it's about time we picked them up, and, it's just me doing my part, just like everybody is.
Anything else for players? Awesome, thank you guys.
Thank you.
And we'll open it up for questions for Coach.
Coach, I think that game was a perfect example of just doing everything it takes to win. It comes down to one swing, going to Sam Cool, out of the pen, just doing whatever it takes to advance one more day. And just kind of speak to that kind of, do or die type of mentality.
Yeah, I mean that's a great baseball game. I know. Shoot, Will and his group are hurting right now as they should be. We would be on the other end too, but they played an unbelievable baseball game. Kaminska was awesome. Shanneman, I'm so ready for that guy to be out of college because he eats our lunch every time we face him. I was hoping he threw about 80 pitches yesterday, so we didn't have to see him today. But just a really, really tough baseball game. A lot of emotion on both sides. The crowd was awesome. That was going to boil down to a play or a pitch or whatever it was. And, we were fortunate. Nicky Lowe got a pitch elevated, and, I told him last weekend, I think that guy's, along with Anderson, along with Matthews, those guys are some of the best hitters, not only in our conference, but in the country. And so, Shanneman made one mistake. It stayed up. His stuff was electric today. It stayed up, and Nicky Lowe got him. But what a great baseball game, and that's what it's about this time of year. Find a way to win. And I was really proud of our arms. They've taken a little bit of flack this year because, we've got writers at home talking about how they give up 10 runs every game and we have to score more, and for them to come out when it really matters, when the season kind of hangs in the balance and keep us in there and give us a chance. I'm really proud of the toughness and Coach Morrison and Coach Papp and how they've developed that mentality with those guys.
How unusual was that to play and to win a low-scoring game like this? You guys seem like you do it on the other side. Is there a different kind of vibe to winning it in this fashion?
Yeah, I grew up in the Big 12. I played at Kansas State. I like Big 12 football. I like when it's 85-72. Those are my kind of games, and it seems like we played a lot of baseball games that look like that this year. But, yeah, I think, we had a conversation. I mentioned this last night. We had a conversation probably 2 weeks ago, And I told them, I said, boys, you love each other. This group has spent a lot of time together. I don't care if you're hitting 390 or 190. I don't care if you're pitching at a 12 or at a 1. Nothing matters moving forward. Just find a way. Refuse to lose. Find a way to win, and just lay it on the line. Because I promise, and this is something I learned really from Coach Childress and all of his kind of disciples throughout coaching is, man, it's not about pretty, and people don't remember your stats 20 years from now. They're going to remember the trophies. They're going to remember the dog piles. They're going to remember the memories that you make together. And this group's done that. There's no secret. There's some draft picks here. We're going to lose some guys this year, but they're just laying it out there for each other. And I couldn't be more proud of their effort. I would be saying the same thing if we'd have lost 2-1 today. Just the way we competed throughout the day, the unselfishness for a guy like Jason Savicle to put his cleats down and run down to the pen. I mean, that speaks to the character of this group, and I'm really proud to coach them.
Can you speak to the crowd's involvement in this game? Was there a moment where you felt like it affected something, or it was maybe different than what you guys had seen different places here?
I tell you what, I told our guys this out in the pregame thing. I remember catching for K-State in Lincoln, and when the Go Big Red chant starts, you're literally trying to remind yourself to catch the baseball when you're behind the plate. It's one of the best crowds in the country, and they showed up tonight, and they were electric, and they were hanging on every pitch. I thought they were outstanding, and I think that's really good for us, regardless of what side we were on. We talk about why we went down and played Ole Miss this year, and that at the time, that's when Ole Miss really had it going. They were ranked 4 in the country, and there was 8,000 people at the game. So that's why you go down there. So then in a game like tonight, it's not the first time some of these kids have seen that, and hopefully our season gets to continue next week, and depending on where we go, you could be in a similar atmosphere. So thought the crowd was awesome. I've always loved the Nebraska fans. They'll give it to you, man. They'll wear you out, but they know baseball, and they get it, and they cheer for the Huskers hard, man. And it was a fun environment to play in tonight, and I think our boys were pretty present and didn't let the game get too big for them.
Anything else, Coach? Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, guys.